am going to be defending my PhD in 1 week. This video is quite off-brand for the things that I usually film for my YouTube. I like to film mostly things about books, but my whole life has been really revolving around my PhD for the past 3 months, 4 months. And so I thought that instead of pushing myself to film something that I don't have time for or I'm feeling a bit uninspired to film right now, I would just film the process. And I think in the long run, it will be really fun for me to watch what happened in the last week before my defense. Don't look at my broken nail. Do not look at my broken nail. We have to fix that. So yeah, I'm going to take you along on the last week. For those of you who might be interested to know kind of what goes on for a PhD defense, I'll take you along to see the process. Keep in mind the process might be different depending on the institutions, so I'm just preparing for the defense for my institution. And the preparation has started way before this week. Obviously, I have already quite a bit of work done, but I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do in this last week, this last lapse of the marathon. So for those of you unfamiliar, the PhD defense is basically an oral examination of your PhD where a committee will decide whether you are fit to become a doctor in your field. And basically the word defense stands for the fact that you have to defend your ideas, you have to defend your methodology, you have to defend the dissertation that you wrote. So the main part of the work is already done. I have already written the whole dissertation. It's sent out to my committee. And now I'm just preparing to defend it, which is much less intense. I mean, it's intense in the sense that it's an intense event that will happen, but it's less intense than the months leading up to the submission because those were crazy. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm trying to block them from my mind. So listen, I don't know if I'm preparing correctly for this because it's my first time defending a PhD, so I don't know what I'm doing. But I have been to a couple of defenses, and I realized that one of the most important things during a defense is confidence and positivity. A lot of my preparation in the weeks leading up to now and in this last week will be a lot of self-care and a lot of boosting up my confidence and just trying to kind of going with a positive mindset. I think that will be the most important factor here, aside from the fact that I've already done the work, so I know my dissertation, I know the topic. It's not like, I'm going there with no knowledge of this. But aside from that, I also want to delve a little bit deeper into the literature of my topic. I don't know, just make sure that I don't have major gaps. Basically, what happens during the defense is that you have a committee that will ask you questions about your decisions in your dissertation. There's always one or two questions that are really, really, really tough. I remember sitting in the defenses of some of my colleagues and I was like, I don't know how I would answer that. Like, the adrenaline has to kick in or something. So for you to be able to answer, because that is so far off the topic that I have no idea how to answer it. So some of the things that I want to practice this week are how to answer questions that I don't know the answer to, because I know there will be. The thing is, I know that some people will ask questions that are not entirely related to my topic, but topic adjacent. But the thing is, you can't know what that will be. It could literally be anything under the sun, as long as it has a slither of reference or relevance to your topic. So I know there will be questions I will not actually know the answer to, and I have to prepare to kind of still sound like I'm trying to work out the answer based on the knowledge that I do have, even though I don't know the actual answer. Let's start on working. I'm going to start by doing a little to-do list for today, and then I'll walk you through everything that I'm doing a little bit later in the video. All right. So typically the first part of a PhD defense is with the candidate going over their dissertation in a presentation, and the presentation is roughly 20 to 30 minutes. As I've said, I've already started this process. So the presentation is fully done. I have all my notes, I have my script, everything's ready. Basically in this last week regarding the presentation, all I'm going to do is just do a bunch of practice. So for today I want to do at least 2 practice rounds, and for the last practice round I want to try to practice without my script. I just read some horror stories online about the power cutting during the defense, and then you have to do it anyways. I just want to be prepared in case my slides go completely off. I don't have my notes with me. I did my practice, I had some lunch, and now we're heading into the afternoon work, which is going to be the majority of the work because I woke up late. So I did my first practice round. It went okay. I think I'm just getting distracted by wanting to work more on the Q&A portion and prepare more for that because I think that's the one that is scary. So yeah, we're going to tackle that right now. I have quite a few things on the to-do list. The first thing is I'm going to be reading through my dissertation. You should reread your dissertation because even though I wrote it and I've been working on it, I want to remember the key points that I talked about, and I also want to reread some of the studies that I cite that are like really influential just to have a good idea of those studies. So in these post-it notes, I'm going to write down like just information from those studies, the methods, the participants, the results, hypotheses, everything that I think is relevant. I will write it down because I have been in defenses before where some of the questions were about the studies that were cited, and it was quite detailed, like to the level of, oh, the participants in the study came from this specific background and that affected this, and I'm like, whoa. So I'm gonna try to go through that and also read my study as if I were examining someone else's work and try to see kind of what are the pitfalls and where people might ask questions, and then I'll put those questions in a question document that I have, and I will try to answer them probably a little bit later today because I won't have time to do that now. So right now it's reading, analyzing time, and my work drink for today is this chai forest, kai forest. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is a 0-calorie sparkling water, and it tastes incredible. It's the best 0-calorie sparkling drink I've ever had in my whole entire life. My favorite one is the peach, but the strawberry one comes a very close second. We finished 2 walks and I'm actually so tired right now. It's 5:30, so it's almost dinner time, but before dinner, I want to get in a little bit more work done because I didn't even finish doing a whole read through my first study. I got about halfway through it, maybe a bit less. So I really want to finish the study first and then I'm going to tackle dinner. So I'm thinking maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of work up until 7 or 7:30. And I'm going to make myself a little coffee to wake up a little bit right now and have a little snack. It's 6:30. Finish reading. Yay. And I just made a list of like 20 questions based on that read, and I have to go through like maybe 20 studies. I don't think I can get all that done today, but I think I'm going to start tackling it for another hour and then stop for the night and then just pick it back up tomorrow. Just got back from the library. Yesterday was one of those days where it was like a fake productivity. Like I sat in front of the computer. I had nothing to show for it by the end of the day. It was just one of those days. It's like, whatever. It's not working out. Let's just move on. So today I decided after my gym session and after lunch to go to the library to change a little bit the environment, and that really helped. I did a lot of work. I'm still tackling the questions. It was much more than 20 questions, and each question kind of requires me to do a little bit of literature search. For some of the questions, I'm doing some analyses. Like I'm just trying to think what are some interesting aspects of the research that I haven't analyzed that they might ask me about. So then during the defense, I could be like, well, actually, I did a post hoc analysis and this is what I found. I think that's always a little bit more helpful than me just trying to on the spot figure out what the analyses would reveal based on my assumptions or based on the knowledge that I have. Because when there's so much pressure and stress, my mind is not thinking clearly. So yeah, each question takes me quite a while to put an answer for, so I'm not done yet with the questions, and I'm also not done going through all of the studies that I wanted to. I did do quite a bit yesterday of studies, but I decided I'm going to put those on the back burner and I'm going to focus on answering all those questions first. The plan for tonight is to try to finish all of the questions. I think I have about 10 questions left. I don't know if it's feasible because it's already late and I'm tired and I need to eat. but I'm gonna try because tomorrow I would like to tackle study number two. Because so far I've only read and gone through the questions and literature for study number one. But I have a second study. The second study is, I think, going to be much easier because it's a qualitative paper. And I don't know, just in general, I'm less stressed about answering questions about qualitative analyses and qualitative work in general than quantitative. Also, on a more happy non-defense related note, I found a book at the library. They were selling a couple books. I usually can never find anything that interests me, but I found this one, Kirsten Hanna, The Woman. I believe it's a historical fiction set in the context of the Vietnam War. And I don't know much about it, but everyone talks about Kirsten Hanna. And I know that this one in particular has absolutely crazy reviews, like I think above 1 million reviews on Goodreads, and everyone loves it. It was 50 cents. For 50 cents, why not? I'm gonna buy it. So yeah, that's my little book haul. I think I'm gonna make myself some tea and continue working on those questions. Maybe get 2 to 3 more questions done before dinner. Good morning. It is Monday morning. I haven't filmed during the weekend too much because I just took a little bit of a chiller approach to the weekend. I still worked, I still got some work done that I didn't film, but for the most part, I also took some time off. Saturday, I went out shopping, which was very fun. I did some shopping therapy. I didn't buy too many things, but I bought like a new candle that smells really, really good and that made me feel very happy. And then I did a practice round on Saturday. I also cleaned the house, which is really important to me. If the house is not clean, I cannot function. Yesterday, Sunday, I took the morning off and we went to have brunch in my favorite place in the city. That was so therapeutic and nice. Like I haven't been out to brunch in months. And then I came back home and I did in fact get some work done. Since the last time I saw you, I finished all the questions for study 1. I also read study 2. I composed the questions for study 2 and I'm nearly done with them. I think I have like 5 questions left, which I'll do right now. So the plan for today is I want to do a couple things. I mean, I have this long-ish to-do list. I think today the plan would be to revise a couple of those extra studies that I talked about, which should not take very long because I already know the studies. So finish answering those 5 questions, update my mind map based on questions or based on the studies that I'm going to review. And then I think I want to review chapters 1 and 4. So these are the introductory and the concluding chapters. And yeah, I don't know. I think that kind of sums up most of what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to print all the questions and just kind of practice the questions, practice my presentation a couple more times today. I was not nervous at all until now. And I think I'm starting to get nervous. Like, I don't know. I can't identify the emotion. I don't know if it's nervousness. I think it's nervousness. It's like a little bit jittery. And I've made the executive decision not to go to the gym this morning, which is contradictory to what I said at the beginning of the video. I'm going to do my non negotiable self care. The thing is, the gym, yes, is a self-care, but it's supposed to be a leg day, and I know it's going to take all my energy away. Like when it's leg day, I come back and I'm so exhausted and like cognitively I can't function anymore. So I know that if I do go to the gym right now, get almost nothing productive done in the afternoon. So I think I'm just gonna skip the gym and it's fine. Like I just need to be in peace. I will still go on my walk with the dogs. So that's gonna be my little physical activity for today and kind of peace, quiet. So that's the update. Starting to get a little bit nervous. It's coming up. It's this week. It's happening. Okay, I'm just blabbing. Let's just get to work. It's showtime. I haven't filmed in the last 2 days because I was in and out of being nervous and then feeling confident and then feeling nervous and then freaking out about small details. And now I'm just starting to get ready. The defense is in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So I'm just gonna get ready and then we're gonna head there. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling calm and relaxed. I hope it's gonna stay this way. I'm gonna listen to some music to hype myself up, and then that's it. Whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen.